1940, Villa-Lobos, a Brazilian composer, wrote 5 preludes. Today's focus is on prelude number 3. This prelude, written in 1940, was dedicated in homage of Johann Sebastian Bach. In this mini masterclass, I'm just going to focus on the first 4 bars of prelude number 3 by Villa-Lobos. The bass line of the first full measure and a half constitutes the open strings of the guitar. An andante tempo in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2 is the way that Villa-Lobos sees the foundation of his piece. Above this, he has a chord. And each of these chords in the first group of 3 kind of sound dissonant, even though they're only a sixth. The note that follows suggests the harmony. We only have 2 notes, so we don't have the fabric for the complete chord. Nevertheless, we hear this as E, A, and D. Our music theory would tell us that pattern says something to us. It's following the circle of fifths. Starting on E, 5 notes away is A, 5 notes away is D, 5 notes away from that would be G. And then the last 2 open strings we're going to run across will be B and E. We would have expected after G would have been C. Okay, but let's listen to that one more time with just the bass notes. And now the chords. These would be the resolution of the chords. Okay, you were startled. The last group, they didn't follow the pattern of the first 3. The last 2, we had this interval and this interval. And what they have in common is they're both tritones. And we consider those the most dissonant intervals on the guitar, probably. And then he ends with a C major 7th chord. And hidden in that major 7th chord is the major 7th, which is a dissonant interval. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why music theory is important is it helps you be able to understand what the composer was thinking and what their motivation was. So if, when you played this piece, or you were studying this piece, you didn't even notice that all the open strings were being used, well, voila, there's the foundation. And if you didn't think about the fact that he began on the upbeat, the anacrusis of beat 2, you might not have realized that you needed to accent the second group. Yes? So the point in the beginning of this piece, the drama, is all on the open strings and the chords, and the most dissonant chords occurring on the upbeat of the last 2 chord groups. So he reversed it. If we looked on the downbeat, we would have heard a perfect 5th and a 6th. Yeah. So we've learned something about the dramatic beginning of this piece. It's not fast scale. It's not playing it with no direction or understanding. Now we have a little bit of an idea of what this piece is about. Building to the open E, Initially, nice and open, and then the last group of sonorities we hear, tritone, tritone, and paradise, C major 7th chord. Hidden in the middle there, though, there's a major 7th. Okay. Remember this chord because in the next measure, if we wonder what's this next part, and we take a little bit of music theory and we dissect what's there, we'll discover that what we had are the same notes we played when we did the right in there, yeah? Okay, so in the beginning of this piece, it starts with on the upbeat of 2, and it's outlying a C major 7th chord when we get to the first full strummed chord. And then we have an arpeggiated, almost scale-like, but an arpeggiated in terms of the construction of it, C major 7th chord. Not beginning on C, but beginning on E. Yeah? I'm going to end with just this one part. You may have asked yourself, why did he end with those 2 chords? What are those 2 chords? This chord here, and this chord here. This chord here is an F, kind of an F7, and this chord here is an E7. Now for a moment, reflect. How did we begin this piece? Yes. The beauty of music theory is it can help you be able to better understand how the composer put the piece together and what they're trying to express. It can also help you be able to reveal this to the listener. So, in this lesson, we have learned where and why to accent certain notes. And we've also learned that the group of notes that may have been created at a very exciting scale, like figure, was actually a chord and actually a repetition of a 4-note figure at different registers on the guitar, culminating with 2 7th chords that were reminiscent of the very beginning of the piece. It was all thematically held together very tightly. And if you appreciate that, like the video. If you're interested in learning more about Prelude number 3, please subscribe to my channel, and look forward to seeing you next time.